Hi, this is my second logbook, so for the 1st to the 16th. Just realised I should check the time. Okay. Okay, so this is covering the half-term period and just before, which is the Thursday before. So on that Thursday, I knew that the half-term was coming and that was going to be about 2 days that I would be able to be in 2 to 3 days that I'd be able to be in to work on set if I needed to. So I decided that I need to go and get all the stuff for set. So the main focus I had was the tabletops, because we wanted interchangeable tabletops, which I've now decided I don't like. And so I spoke to Lydia and I don't think we're going to use them, but I'm glad that I made them just to see. I just went to B&Q, got some cardboard boxes, made some fake tabletops, put some tablecloths over the top, bang some bits together. They just needed Velcro so they'd stick to the table, but then it was just like meh. They looked a bit shoddy, so I was like meh. So yeah, I started gathering up all the stuff for that, and then I looked at the chorus's beginning section. This is like an ongoing thing for me, but it's really stressing me out. I keep looking at the chorus because they are the people who need the most help, kind of. Obviously, main characters need help too. I get that and like stuff like that, but because the main characters have so much to say, not all of us are off script, especially not Tash. And the chorus are the ones that have to bring on the set and the props and blah blah blah, and they keep getting it wrong. So that's been really fun. So I tried looking at the opening scene and just making sure they're in time and, bits and bobs like that, just critiquing little things like where the emotion is, what the motivation is behind each thing. It got better, but with a lot of just pushing and pushing and pushing. And I've noticed that over these last 2 weeks, that it's just pushing and pushing and pushing. It getting better and then it getting to the point where it's like, why is this back on the floor again? Like, we worked so hard, I thought we could look past this and you would have it, and now it's back on the floor again, and it kind of makes me want to cry, but it's not my job, not my responsibility. I'm just there to support. So that's my outlook. I'm happy to support, I'm happy to help, but I'm not gonna lose my mind over it because it's not my job. So yeah. Oh, hi, Mr. Air Freshener. So on that Friday, we continued blocking. I think we looked through from scene 1 to scene 4. Did we go up to scene 4? We might have gone up to scene 3, sorry. Yeah, so we continued blocking. So we went from scene 1 to scene 3. After my bits were done, I just said, hey, I'm going to go and get on with some stuff. Lydia said she wanted the door frames painted, which means that she needs the door frames to be in the piece now, which is fine. I just got to figure out how that's going to happen. But after a few conversations, I've figured out what she wants, and I've got the materials together and I've sent them away, sent the links off to her, and she's going to order those, and they should be here this coming week, maybe next week. And then I can put that big window thing together that she wants in the thing, and then plant pots at the bottoms and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I got on with set. It wasn't an overly exciting day. It was just going over stuff we already knew, nearly off script. There's a couple of bits. The thing is, I've been going over like bits for other people, and I'm so focused on helping other people, I suppose, and standing in for people that I learnt their lines and not mine, which is an issue. But now, a couple of weeks later, I'm at the point where I know all my lines and I know all their lines, which is kind of cool because the people that I've stood in for tend to be the people that don't show up. So I know their lines, and that's pretty decent. I'm an understudy without even knowing it. So yeah, there's that. So we go into the half term. I did a bit of research, just bits and bobs, but mostly took that time to just breathe away from it, because even though like we've done shows like this for 3 years straight, like I know how it goes and everything, I'm used to the process, But after COVID, I found like social interactions to be really exhausting. And so things go on and I just get more and more stressed with less and less contact, which is so strange for me because I'm a very open person who enjoys being around people. But I think COVID's taken a huge toll on the amount of time I can spend with people or focusing on one thing. I don't know, but something happened there and I just needed that break. So I took it. I did a lot of research towards the end, stuff for set and bits and bobs, and I took loads of evidence photos of me making the set. So on Wednesday, I came in early, so I came in about 8:30. We weren't meant to be there until 10:30. I came in at 8:30 and thought to myself, okay, no one's going to be here. I can get site services to open up the studio. I can sit down with my stuff, play my music, get on. Brilliant. Love it. Top notch, until like 4 people walked through the door. I was like, oh, I thought it was gonna be only one here. I was like, yeah, me too. And they only came to sit, so that was fun. They sat down and that was fine. Like, obviously the space is open to everyone, so I'm not one to complain. I managed to get on, and I managed to do the tablecloths were see-through, so I had to think of what I would put underneath the tablecloth to stop it from being see-through. And I thought about paper, but then I was like, it would just be easier just to paint the cardboard white. So I did. Lo and behold, that warped the cardboard as it dried because the studio is so cold. It warped. So I've had to set it out with like shoes and books and bottles and stuff on it so they all lie flat because they've all warped, which is one of the reasons why I decided that I didn't like them. It was a good concept, but it should have been plywood. But I wasn't about to go pay for plywood, not in my current situation anyway. So it was just one of those things where we were sort of working on bits. So yeah, we got on with blocking and stuff like that, and acting, and obviously acting. We got on with the scenes on that day. And for me personally, I was going through the script and I was doing my bits, you know, I was in and out. We were choreographing little bits and blah, blah, blah. But none of that's really important. It was just the normal process stuff. But for me, what was important was I had a thought of, hold on, I've portrayed Clytemnestra as myself. I was watching this video on YouTube, which I'll put on my evidence site, even though it's not directly related. I was just watching it for fun, but it made me think about projecting onto my character and being my character, like the difference between, the guy said that there's a really, really thin line, and I was like, I think I've just spent 3 years projecting onto my characters. And I was like, no, I can't do that anymore. I'm an adult. I'm a mature actor. This is a mature piece. I realised how weird I look without eyebrows. What the hell? Anyway, I need to learn how to do this. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about all the emotions that comes with her and what actually built her up. And no matter what I've said to people over the last couple of weeks, they don't agree with me about Clytemnestra. Everyone's like, oh, she's just angry, she's just evil, she's the bad guy. Now, I might sound a bit biased. I understand that because I'm playing her. But as I look more into her and read the script and understand where she's come from, I'm like, no. She is like a scared little girl who doesn't know how to deal with what's happening and has been manipulated by Aegisthus and by just society to try and figure out what the hell is going on. And she's stuck in this situation that she just doesn't want to be in. She does have a lot of love for her kids, but I came up with the theory that Electra is constantly reminding Clytemnestra of her shameful past, which is why she has such a short wit when it comes to Electra, because she's constantly going on about why she hates her mum. And for Clytemnestra, whenever Electra's saying why she hates Clytemnestra, she's like, that's the reasons I hate myself as well. And so she's really low in self-esteem, and she's really battling out like this really awful situation, just so many emotions, anxieties, and just a lot of depression. And so I was thinking about all these things, and I'm trying to make little ties between myself and her and blah blah blah. And at first I couldn't see any. I was like, no, why? I can't understand any of this. But then I realized that also when I'm scared or sad, I get angry and I take it out on the people I love the most. And I'm like, whoa, that's her. I was like, I've found her in me. So I'm like, right, okay. So I'm trying to climb inside of her at the minute, and it's getting really rough. There's some parts where I can't do it. Like scene 2, I haven't been able to get into her yet in that scene. But scene, I think it's 4 or 5, it's where I meet, it might be 6, it's where I meet Orestes for the first time. When the first time we did it, it was shit, I didn't feel anything. I was like, meh. But then I saw him, we were rehearsing and I saw him, and I had this feeling like it dropped from like my heart to my gut, and it was like, oh my god, that's my son, I haven't seen him in 20 years. And then it was just instant fear, he's gonna kill me, and I felt it, and it was so real. And afterwards I had to go sit down because I was so emotionally exhausted from just that moment. And I was like, whoa, that's what it feels like to be inside my character and to be my character instead of project onto her. Because it's easy to project onto people. But yeah, so this was all something that came about that Wednesday, and then I continued that on to the next Wednesday, trying to get into her and trying to understand her and how she feels, and why she says things and how she says things. Like I realize, like I'm realizing the background of her. I'm realizing what's going on inside her head, and I'm nearly in there, but my face is a bit too young, which I know sounds weird, and I know it's obvious. I'm 20, I'm not 40, you know. She's got 20 years on me. But whenever I pull my facial expressions, because I have got quite a baby face, I do think I look a bit young, which is something that's annoying me, and I'm not sure how to change it. I don't know whether I'll use SFX to change that, or just try pulling different facial expressions and trying to wrinkle my face a little bit more when I'm doing stuff. I don't know yet. But that's another thing that I've combated. So I'm just going to have to research, and which will be on my evidence site if it's not already. It's taken a while to put things up. I don't know why. I think it's my Wi-Fi. But anyway, I'm going to research how to play an older character, because as well as understanding her for who she is and what she does, I need to understand her for her age, and I need to be able to hit her age group, because obviously out in the real world I wouldn't be playing a 40-year-old. Which is, you know, but right now I am, and I really do want to get that distinction, and so I'm really trying to, I've never worked this hard to understand a character, I think that's where I was going with that. But yeah, that's like, in spite of all the blocking and all of the like helping other people, giving ideas, I choreographed that physical theatre thing, brilliant, loved it, proud of myself. Doesn't really mean that much to me. What means a lot to me right now is understanding my character and getting into her, because I feel like this is the first time I've been like truly up close and personal with my character's development and brain, because before I've just kind of been projecting on. And I think like these couple of weeks have been a massive maturity sort of, like, you know when you have growth spurts. Yeah, that's I said that as if you replied to me. I know you didn't, it's fine. But I've had like a growth spurt in my acting development, which is crazy, but it's also made me really emotional and exhausted. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going with that and see how far I can get.